Hey, welcome to the Crochet YouTube channel. I recently posted a reel on my Instagram where I did a step-by-step tutorial on how you can create these super vivid numbered grids for pixel crochet, because I personally love the fact that I can number each of them in like 10 minutes before starting it, and then I just never have to count again. So for everyone saying that Stitch Fiddle does that, it absolutely does, but it does not number each and every grid. If you want to do this, I suggest just do it with me. So I have a little graph template sheet over here, and I have opened like an entirely new tab just to like fully walk you through how I go about this. Also, like, I'm in my pajamas. So the first thing I'm gonna do is start by making the sheet cells look like pixels. So I'm just gonna try to make them look like a square as much as possible, selecting all the columns here with the help of that central cell right here. Now I'm just gonna go on any random column, and if you hover around, you will see the little arrow sign thingy, and just click and drag it till you think that it's making a fairly square shape. There we go. So since all the columns are selected, everything aligned with that, it does not have to be perfect. This is just for your convenience, so little bit here there is fully fine. Now I'm just gonna select everything, insert more columns. So we don't have to do this later on. It just helps you give a bigger grid. We need to go to the grid and do a little bit of counting. We're going to count two things. One, we're going to count the number of pixels in a row, which is technically the number of columns. And two, we're going to count the number of pixels in one column, which is technically the number of rows. But just to keep things simple, we're going to count two factors: number of pixels in row and number of pixels in column. I've just uploaded this here right now for you to be able to see what I'm counting, but you don't have to upload anything on the sheet at this point. I'm just gonna count the number of pixels here in the row. I think I counted 54, but now I'm just gonna do it again because I always mess this part up. This is why I can't do the whole manually doing it every time, because it's such a hassle. Like, I always mess up the counting, so I'm just gonna do it again. 54 pixels in each row. And now we're gonna do the column bit. So I just counted and I have 25 pixels in one column and 54 pixels in one row. And now this image can leave because we have to create our grid. For this grid, I want to actually not work on it horizontally, but I want to work on it vertically. So I'm just going to shift my rows into my columns. So for you, just for context, 25 is the number of pixels we have in a column, and 54 is the number of pixels I have in a row. So I'm just going to start by numbering from here. So I'm just writing 1 all the way up to 54, and I'm going to copy paste that on the other side as well. So if you notice, whenever you're working your rows up, that there's always like those indicators that give you which row you're on. So that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So for example, if you have 20 rows, you just want to start by numbering the bottommost row 1 and then go all the way up to 20. I'll meet you back when I'm done with 54. So I just got done labeling my rows 1 all the way up to 54. So you don't have to manually do that again, thanks to the power of copy paste. Ta-da! So we're done labeling our rows, and now we're going to work our way into each grid, numbering them. Don't worry, this will take you much lesser time than you anticipate based on that entire jazz. So if you're right-handed like me, you're going to start working your stitches from the right to the left and then flip your work, correct? So following exactly that format, I'm going to start from the right, and I'm just going to add exactly what we did for the rows, but this time for each pixel. Just the way we added numbers all the way for labeling each row, we're going to label each column the same way. And since I've counted 25 pixels, I'll be adding 25 over there. I've just left one cell for like keeping it clean. There's no other reason. I'm just gonna... That's perfect. That's beautiful. But we're not done. So now I'm going to do the same thing from left to right. If you're done with this part, congratulations, you officially do not need to add numbers anymore. The last thing you need to do to have your grid entirely ready is copy both these rows that you have manually typed in, and now just click and drag and select all the remaining rows just like that, and then press Ctrl V, which is paste, and ta-da, you've got all your numbers in place, and now your grid is pretty much ready to just have the actual grid on it. So before you go ahead and add your grid, just like go on PixArt or any editing app you prefer. I usually use Canva for this, but just make it translucent. We have our image here. This part, just I would suggest be a little patient, and remember that if your counting is 100% right, it should align. So if you spend like about max 5 minutes on it and it's still not making sense, like there's some kind of goof up, just know something might be going wrong. Maybe count your pixels again. Ta-da! Just to see how foolproof this is, just make sure you check like the top. Okay, none of the numbers should like overlap on any of the lines of the grid. It should all just make sense. And yeah, I've kept the transparency at like 60%, which is beautiful. You can see the colors extremely clearly and the numbers. So that's great. I know this might seem a little bit tedious, but like literally, if I post this video unedited, it's currently at 19 minutes, and that's because I have like really just paused and explained everything. But that's like 15 minutes of like spending time on a grid and then saving yourself like so much time while crocheting, because I just like very mindlessly keep this on with another tab. I'm watching that and I'm literally just looking at a number on this. So if that sounds like you, that you also feel very agitated with like counting again and again on the grid, this will save you like tons of time while crocheting. I hope this was helpful, and let me know in the comments if there's absolutely anything else I can help with. Definitely check out my Instagram. I keep posting a lot of like these tiny little hacks I come up with. Make sure you subscribe for more because I'll be posting like quite a lot of content here, hopefully. But see you in the next one. Happy crochet!